Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am planning with this kit called Pine from PaperMuseCrafts. It's a photo kit. It's kind of a dark green, dark red, kind of muted traditional Christmas kit. It's really giving me like very classy Christmas, like office Christmas party vibes. So yeah, let's get into it. I am a little bit delayed on my videos or behind on my videos and on my Instagram posts because I am recovering from my booster. I had heard everyone say like, hey, it's gonna be fine. It was nothing. I was fine in a day, but it kind of knocked me out a little bit. I've just been really tired and just like, yeah, too tired to function really or do anything. So I'm a little bit behind on my social media and YouTube, but I am back now and feeling much better. So yeah, the vibe I was going with for this spread, like I said in the intro, is like classy Christmas, like office Christmas party, which may be a thing of the past in work from home times. But that's sort of the vibe that I was getting. It's silver foil. So I was going for, yeah, something very like traditional, very elegant, you know, yeah. So I'm recording this the day after Christmas. I hope everyone had a fun Christmas if you celebrate. I went to spend Christmas with my boyfriend's family, or rather we had like a dinner and gift exchange. So we were there for a few hours. This year, I think I mentioned this in another video, but we were all kind of given the task of making each other gifts. So that was pretty nerve-wracking for me because I feel like I'm good at planner and paper craft, but not so good at other things. And I got a couple of ideas. So what I ended up going with was some Christmas, well, not Christmas, but it's more like ornaments, but they are bird themed. So my boyfriend's mother and sister are really into animals, like super into animals. They're vegan, they're gluten-free. His sister is training to be a vet. She's in vet school. His like mother volunteers at an animal hospice. Like they are just animal people. And his father really likes the decorative things that you can put on the table during holidays. So whenever we go over to their house, which again has been kind of reduced due to COVID. So on holidays, like his father will have like 1 million figurines on the table and will even set up additional tables for additional figurines. So going into this, what I wanted to do was make some sort of animal themed gifts for mom and sister, and then make something that you can put on the table figurine like for dad. So I was kind of racking my brain, and my boyfriend was like, hey, I found these cool yarn like animals on Michael's, the craft store website. Maybe you could try making these. So what I did was look it up. These are actually kids crafting kits, if you can believe it. And you can order all the supplies and they have the instructions right on the Michael's website. So I did that, and I basically put a bunch of stuff in my cart, picked it up. Now here's where it gets interesting. So as part of the craft, I think I got kind of 2 craft birds and then like a Christmas tree, kind of freestanding Christmas tree as my project ideas. Each of the birds needed different size googly eyes. So Michael's was out of the smaller size googly eyes and they needed the bigger size. They said that, hey, we don't have these, we can't put them in your little pickup thing. So I was like, maybe I'll go and just ask if they have them. Maybe they were out like the day of or something. So I go in the Michael's, I pick up my order, and I'm about to go over to this saleswoman and be like, hey, do you guys happen to have any googly eyes? And I look down, and what is at my feet, I kid you not, in the Michael's, a packet of googly eyes, like legitimately. And I looked down and I looked up and I was a bit like, oh my gosh, like it was just so random. it was also so weird to like have the thing that you need, that you've been looking for, that you don't have, just like appear out of nowhere seemingly. Like legitimately was just like on the ground, like in front of my foot. I was like, I better go out and buy a lottery ticket. Like something lucky is gonna happen today. So I picked them up and yeah, I bought the googly eyes. I mean, it was just one of the wildest things that's ever happened to me, which is saying something, I guess. It makes my life sound really boring. But yeah, it was like a Christmas miracle. So yeah, I might share some pictures of the crafts on social media. My first versions were not so good. I sent them in the group chat to my siblings. I have 3 younger sisters, and was like, what do you guys think of this? Is this okay to bring? Like, here's what it's supposed to look like according to the picture. And what I ended up asking was like, how psychotic does this bird look? And my youngest sister was like, I wouldn't sit next to her on the train. Which told me like, oh crap, this did not come out looking good. I should fix this. So I had to go back to the drawing board. I actually had to use a hot glue gun, which I have not used in years. It has to be years. And thankfully Michael's has a low temp one, but I still like wasn't super careful. And there were definitely times where I hot glued and then accidentally touched the hot glue and was like, ow. You know, and I'm like, this is exactly why they tell you, like, don't touch it. And even in the kids, since this is a kid's craft, in the instructions, they're like, get an adult to help you with the hot glue. So I was like, clearly I'm missing my requisite adult to help me because I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, I managed to pull it out. We got the ornaments made, and I was actually proud of the ones that I ended up making. So we get there Christmas Day, we have dinner. I'll talk about the dinner probably in another Plan With Me because it was a vegan dinner, which is, you know, challenging. It can be challenging around the holidays, but we exchanged gifts. And so what each of them had made, his mom had made these owl planters. So kind of like the ceramic planter that is small enough that you could put like a succulent or something in them, and painted them. So everyone got the same one, but with different color paint on it. It was super cute. His sister had painted some rocks, and she gave me one that had a penguin on it, like the Happy Feet penguin, which was super cute. And his father actually painted some like watercolor, it was mixed media. So some of them, it was like partially watercolor, partially pencil drawn drawing. And I got, it wasn't the California redwoods, it was the elms, I think he said. They look like redwoods to me, but I'm not really up on my tree game. But my boyfriend got, like the Golden Gate Bridge was one of the paintings that he got. And so they actually, I think, all came out really good. And his mother said this was the first year that she had actually had all of her gifts for family done on time because, like, you know, with crafting, it's so nerve-wracking. You don't want to be crafting the day of. And you know, this is something I'm just gonna touch on lightly here. I would not describe my boyfriend's family as very timely. They're not a timely bunch. In fact, they're chronically late. In fact, they're so late that they're like, people say their last name as a euphemism for a different kind of time. Now, here I am talking about myself and my people, but maybe you all are out there familiar with the term CP time, like colored people time, which I'm not a fan of, but it's basically the term that's like, hey, you show up super late. Imagine this, but with their family's last name. So that's how late they are. So in general, they're almost never on time with their Christmas gifts. This is the first Christmas I ever spent with them was, you know, so kind of jarring to me because I never had a Christmas where people just printed out pictures of the gifts they meant to give people and gave that as the gift instead of having the actual gift. And that's what they do because no one has their presents ready on time. So everyone just prints out pictures of their gifts that they mean to give, and that's the gift. And I'm like, what? And this was even before, you know, COVID, before we had all these supply chain issues. It's just like, they're like, yep, well, it's going to be late, so it's fine. And I'm like, okay. I mean, it was shocking to me. But yeah, I mean, this years, the first year that I've had Christmas with them, where everybody got presents and not pictures of presents. So they were like, ooh, yeah, let's do, you know, the crafting more often. And I'm like, oh boy, I better start thinking of my craft for next year now. Oh man. But anyway, yeah, it was fun. A fun time was had by all, I think. I'm happy with my gifts that I got, and I could definitely use the planter. I have a ton of succulents that need repotting. They just grow so quickly, you know. I feel like I cut off a succulent and a new one grows in less than a month and is almost like full size in a couple of months. It's just, they're like weeds. So I could always use a planter. And the picture's lovely. I'm waiting for it to be framed, so I can put it up in my office, and I'll probably put the rock in one of my succulent planters. It's small enough. So yeah, that was a little bit about my Christmas and my Christmas gifts and how my crafty Christmas went. Crafty gift exchange. Hope you all enjoyed this story. Feel free as always to message me if you have any questions about stickers, or comment on the video, or catch me on IG. And again, hope you all had a safe and restful, relaxing holiday, and I will see you next time. Bye!